camp, you'll meet the camp staff and you can ask them any specific questions that you have. So in Connecticut Rivers Council, we are lucky to have 3 great camps to enjoy summer program. We have Camp Mattatuck in Plymouth, Connecticut. We have Camp Raccoman in New Hartford. And we have June Norcross Webster Scout Reservation in the Quiet Corner in Ashford, Connecticut. Cub Scouting is a vital component to the Cub program. It provides continuity during the summer and between school years. So it keeps Cubs engaged, which is important for retention and the health of a Cub Scout pack. It's also an avenue for Cubs to work on advancement and to give them a head start in the fall. Another important aspect of camp, and I've seen this with my own daughter who goes to Webster, is it provides a safe environment for our kids to learn independence and break out of their shells. It's amazing to watch them grow and learn new things from week to week and from summer to summer. So camp is important, especially now, and it's fun. So tonight, we want to share with you the exciting Cub programs we have to offer at each of our camps. We also want to share with you the safety protocols that we have in place so you as parents feel comfortable sending your Cubs to camp. So to start off, I'd like to call on Pat Boyd to go through some of the safety features that Cubs and parents will be seeing at camp this summer. So take it away, Pat.
All right, Mike, thank you very much and good evening, everybody. It's a nice spring day, gets us ready mentally for camp coming up here. So it's starting to smell it in the air, which is good. So the big thing that I know a lot of packs are talking about and parents have reached out to us about is about safety in summer camp, really still under the cloud of COVID-19. We've spent a lot of time, we've looked at camps and spent time talking with camps that did operate in 2020 across the country. And so we've built a plan that's based off data. It's based off guidance and recommendations on the federal level from the CDC and the National Council of the Boy Scouts of America, as well as intense conversations and ongoing conversations here in Connecticut with both the State Department of Public Health and the Office of Early Childhood, who directly oversees the camping programs in Connecticut. In addition to that, conversations have happened and plans are being exchanged with the local health districts, which really manage health issues on the local level and have been a big part of COVID-19 mitigation in all the towns across the state. I just want to say, before we get into some of the details, that things are still evolving, right? We have plans to be able to pivot if national guidance changes, if the situation betters in the country, or if the situation worsens. We have the ability and plans in place to be able to pivot to that. So the graphic that you see here, and it's what's on our website, just gives you a glimpse of the framework. We're not going to go into the minute detail today about every single plan that we have in place, but we really wanted to give you the framework so that you had an idea what we're building off of. And a lot of this is very similar to what's going on in schools right now. And a lot of our responses mirror that in other child care facilities as well. So, screenings before you come to camp, we're asking folks to take a stay-at-home pledge, whereas the week before you come to camp, be it resident or day camp, you're not putting yourself in a higher risk situation where you may catch COVID and then have to bring it to camp. We constantly detect for this by doing pre-camp screenings as well as daily screenings that happen in camp in both our residential and day settings. We've spent a lot of time looking at what are safe groups and cohorts. It's a term you hear a lot about, cohorts. And we know that in our resident camps that there's protocols in place for congregate living. There's cohorting when it comes to meals and activities during the day. And we're taking a very hard look at all of our classroom settings for scouts to make sure that we're following all the guidance there. As you know, in our resident camps and in our day camps, typically a den spends their time together program-wise, and so that cohort's going to continue in both operations. We're obviously continuing to be properly equipped with PPE. Both our staffs as well as our campers will wear masks. We do understand that there is some time where mask fatigue is a real thing. So we're building in some safe environments for that, but we will be wearing masks this summer. Our ranger staffs and our camp staffs are reviewing protocols now and programs we have in the camps in the weekend about disinfecting and cleaning all of our facilities. We know that this is an airborne virus, and so particular attention is being spent to how to mitigate that and making sure that all of common space that may be shared at times, even with social distancing, is cleaned in a thoughtful way. It's funny, we say hand washing and sanitizing. I've been in camps for 20 years, and we're always pushing scouts, particularly Cub Scouts, to wash their hands and sanitize. It's one of those things that's always difficult, but particularly this year, it is a huge piece to mitigate. We're looking at all of our facilities and the setups and all of our equipment to see if we need to modify them, if we need to alter some programs, if there's everything from proper ventilation to how we're going to operate some really unique things in camp. In addition to that, food service is something that we always want to be safe about, but particularly this year, we're taking a look at in our resident camps a way that we can grab and go our meals and do them in a safe manner and not necessarily the family style that some of you may be accustomed to when returning to resident camp. And all of our process and our day camp programs to make sure that our meals stay properly cooled and mitigated from that. The other piece of this is we want to make sure that we create a bubble in camp and nothing is able to penetrate that bubble and potentially bring COVID in. And so that if we do need to contact trace, we have the method to do that. So we've updated our visitors policies and all of that. At the end of the day, we know that we need to open up camp. Our scouts, kids, they need to get outdoors after spending a lot of time on Zoom, some quality time on Zoom for their kind of Leica folks. But we know that's not a substitute in place of camp. And so we feel pretty confident in working with professionals to have a plan so that we can operate camp this summer and do it in a safe environment and make sure that everything is both quality, relaxing, but mitigate any potential threat of COVID-19. So as the months go on and we get closer to camp, we're going to continue to work and communicate out. We have some videos, we have some sheets that are available to be printed out and given to your packs or shared with families, a more printer-friendly, more descriptive version of this, and to share what the plan is, and more information will continuously come out of it. But the message that I want all of you to leave with tonight is that we're not just saying, hey, camp's coming, what are we going to do about COVID? We have literally spent since last spring, when the unfortunate decision had to be made not to offer camping, really working on our plans of how we can open and we can open safely in 2021. Personally, I look forward to seeing all of you there, and I look forward to the sounds of Cubs in our camp again. So, Mr. Brown, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Pat. Next up in our lineup, I'd like to introduce Jeremy Nelson to give an overview of the Cub program offerings at all of the camps. So, Jeremy.
Thanks, Mike, and thank you, Pat, for laying out some of our COVID protocols. And it has been a real difficult task that we've all set forth to put together these protocols and try to plan for our camps to open this summer. And we're really excited to be able to do that in a safe way, as Pat was saying. So I think we put in some really hard work with a lot of team members to make this possible. So we're really excited to offer really 5 different opportunities for Scouts to be involved and Cub Scouts to be involved in our camping programs this summer. And each of these is going to get a little more information from some of the other people on the panel here this evening. And I just want to kind of run a very quick overview of what we have and some of the places that those things are being offered. Our first up is our Cub Scout Day Camp program, which is being offered at all of our camps. We're really trying to plan this together and make sure that we're offering quality programs, that each of our camps are offering the same type of program, and that we're moving forward in the Connecticut Rivers Council Cub Scout camping arena. And it's really, really been great and beneficial for all of us to build off of each other's programs and work really closely together to make that possible. The number 2 thing, and that's being offered again at all 3 camps, is our Weebles Overnight 1-week program. And that's being offered at June North Cross Webster, as well as at Camp Mattatuck. The Webster week is posted there, which is 8/8 through 8/14. And we're offering that at Camp Matatuck every week that we host resident camp. And again, someone's going to go into a little more detail of each of the program offerings at these events, but the Weebles Overnight Camp is a great opportunity for your Weeblos to be able to come out, spend a week at camp, and really get a feel for what it's like. Our Cub Scout overnight camps are being offered as well at those same dates at both Drew Northcross Webster and Camp Matatuck. And that's got an option for Cub Scouts to be able to do what they're comfortable with, what their parents are comfortable with, and what the pack's comfortable with. So there's mini week versions as well as full week versions that could be done for that particular activity. So the mini week versions last, either from Sunday to Wednesday or Wednesday to Saturday, or you could opt to do both of those sessions and stay for an entire week. And again, those options are available for your pack and parents and scouts to be able to make those decisions. The fourth option that we have is we will be offering a virtual Camp Kinda Lika option again this summer, as we do understand that there are a couple different reasons for this. There may still be some families that have some underlying conditions that aren't totally making them comfortable sending scouts to camp this summer, or maybe that's not the best decision for that scout at this time. And through the Camp Kinda Lika, we made a lot of friends from all over the country. So we want to make sure that we didn't lose those friendships and offer that program out to those guys again. So there are some Camp Kinda Lika options that are happening 2 weeks out of this summer. And the other option is something that's being done only at Camp Raccoman this year, which is our family camping weekends. And there's one in July that's running July 24th through the 25th. And then one running August 14th through the 15th. And that's an exciting new program being offered here at Connecticut Rivers Council through Camp Raccoman to offer those family camping opportunities for you guys to be able to get out with your families and enjoy our camping environment. So with that being said, I think it's really important for us to pass this off to our specialists that are going to talk a little bit about each of those particular areas of camp. But first, back to you, Mike, and thanks for the opportunity.
Thanks, Jeremy. That's great. So next up, we have Jenny Roberts to talk a little bit about the day camp program. And you're going to have my daughter at least 2 weeks this summer. So good luck.
Awesome. She was a pleasure to have last year and the year before, too. Our day camp program is a great program, a wonderful opportunity for kids to get the experience of camp. Fun-filled week full of crazy adventure, especially this year we're doing Adventure Through Time, where each week is a different time, from dinosaurs to knights and Wild West to outer space. We're gonna cover it all. Advancement is definitely part of it, and scouts will be able to do archery, BBs, field sports, scouting skills, and so many other amazing programs that are based on the theme. This year is new. We were planning on having it last year, but COVID happened. We are having busing to each of our camps for the 6 and I believe the 5 weeks. And that is just an additional $50. There's 3 different bus routes coming to Webster and also to Matatuck. We're also offering a before and after care for those families who can't quite make it at 4 o'clock for pickup. So that runs as early as 8 a.m. and 4 to 6. And that will be additional program as well, not just sitting waiting for parents to pick up. Let's see, lunch, we're possibly going to do lunch being provided. But again, Pat talked about the storage of home lunches, and always been a priority to keeping those cold and safe. Our typical day camp day is safe and secure check-in, which we'll probably be putting into protocols of temperature check and daily how's everyone feel. Various activities throughout the day, they change from week to week based on the theme. They'll have lunch, swim every day at Webster, and hopefully doing archery and BB every day. And a safe and secure checkout. Parents will pick up and the children will be released, or the scouts will be released to them. Simple costs, this is a great deal. It's $250 per scout, and that hasn't changed for quite a few years. That's a really good deal for day camp. It's an additional week. If you want to go for 2 weeks in a row, is $150 for the additional week. Again, a great deal. The extended care before and after is $35, and our busing is $50. Lots of weeks and lots of opportunities for the total of 7 weeks of programming. All different camps are offering it. So visit the website, you'll be able to get some more details. And as we put together the themes, those will be released too, based on every single week. Oh, BBs. BBs, BB guns. It is safe and secure, done by certified archery and BB gun instructors. Children will have all safety protocols followed. So the kids will actually earn a shooting sports award based on their rank. And that way they'll be able to progress and actually leave with something that you can only get at our certified camps. So BBs and archery are only earned through our camps.
Great, thank you, Jenny.
You're welcome.
Now I'd like to bring up Jeff Sizer to talk a little bit about our newest program, Coleman Adventures. This team has been working nonstop to develop this awesome program since the fall, and we're really excited about this new program. So Jeff, take it away.
All right, thank you, Mike, and thank you everybody for joining us. So yeah, so this summer we are the program will be new at Camp Coleman. However, it will still include the same Coleman philosophy of great service and a program that really seeks to meet each of the aims and methods of scouting, as well as offering flexibility to meet the needs for all of our scouts and our units that are attending. So first off, in regards to our Cub Scout program, we do have Cub Scout Day Camp. Our day camp will feature tracks for both Cub Scouts and Weebles dens. The scouts will, when they attend, they will be with the other members of their pack. However, they will probably be divided into different dens that, by whether they are in the Cub Scout ranks, Tiger, Wolf, or Bear, or if they are Weebles and Arrow of Light, because they will be participate in activities and advancement that is specific to their rank and their age level. Activities will include BB, archery, swimming each day, and as well as other activities relating to earning the particular awards that they would be working towards. The week will culminate with a closing award ceremony, and how this is done will definitely depend on where we are in regards to our COVID guidelines at that time. In addition to just the Cub Scout Day Camp, units can come up and camp at Camp Coleman throughout the summer, including our Cub Scout Day Camp weeks. Campsites will be set up with the canvas tents, bunks, mattresses. Those latrines will be stocked. The showers will be on. Packs who reserve a campsite can facilitate their own pack-led program during the day. They can register their scouts to participate in day camp during the week and then stay overnight. Packs will also have the opportunity to cook on their own in their campsite, bringing your own equipment. If you would need some storage assistance or any food you would bring along, we can certainly help you with that. And then, as was mentioned previously, we do have our family camp. Just to make it clear, we do have family camp open throughout the summer, but there are 2 specific weekends during the summer where we are going to run a special, what we call a Baloo family camp program. And that's where we'll have kind of a deluxe additional options available, program specific to the families, and the camp will basically be set up for that weekend to cater to families specifically and programs accordingly. The campsites where our family campsite will include deluxe tenting options, will be larger tents, bunks, mattresses, lighting, as well as deluxe latrine accommodations as well. And we're definitely looking forward to that. And as I've talked about before, we pride ourselves as Camp Coleman at being flexible. So if there are things that we can do to help your unit have a good experience, help your scouts have a good experience, tell us in advance, and within reason, we can work with you to do our best to make that happen. Okay. The prices, as well as our different week opportunities are listed on the slide as well. Okay, our day camp weeks, which aren't there, is July 19th to the 23rd and in August 9th to the 13th. So thank you.
Great, thanks, Jeff. So now to talk a little bit about Cub Overnight Camp, or what you might hear as sleepaway camp or resident camp, is Noah Cross. Noah.
Thank you very much, Mike, for turning that one over. I'm just waiting for the slide to change. There we go. Perfect. Thank you, Mike. As Mike said before, my name is Noah Cross. I'm the program director of Camp Mattituck, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about Cub Scout Overnight on a council level. So this is at both June Norcross Webster Scout Reservation and Camp Mattituck in Plymouth. So the program, whether you're an avid camper or have never slept a night out in a tent, Cub Sleepaway Camp is the perfect opportunity to get your feet wet into that scouting experience of an overnight capacity. So typically Cub Scouts start off at day camp. We know that. I was a Cub Scout who went to day camp, and I didn't really have the transition of a Cub Scout overnight. I went from being a Weeblo right into Scouts PSA camp. It was a bit of a culture shock. There were a couple of tears, but I lived. And now I'm the program director. See, so it all worked out in the end. But Cub Scout Overnight Camp is a great transition to, you're a Cub Scout, but you get to sleep over, and it's a lot of things Cub Scouts look forward to. I could say at Mattituck in particular, when a Cub Scout is walking around camp to their various activities during the day camp program, they see a lot of things like the blob, or they see a lot of things like pellet guns and so on for older Scouts who are Weeblos and can do those things, and they want to do them. And that's the cool part about the Cub Scout Overnight program, is they get to try out a lot of those cooler things that they see the older Scouts doing, like the blob and so on. So this program has all day and evening activities. So during a day camp program, they'll get there in the morning, they'll leave sometime in the afternoon around 4 or 5. We continue our program all the way throughout the evening. The last time slot to sign up for something, I know at Mattituck, and I imagine Webster is similar, would be around 6 or 7 p.m. at night. So there's even programs happening. I see Charles nodding and giving me a thumbs up. So at both of our programs for Cub Scout Overnight, you'll be able to do things literally all day. So until the sun goes down, we're up, we're having a good time. There's a lot of leader-specific IOLS trainings for those newer leaders. They can come in, they can see what it's like to do some types of first aid. Maybe they can help their Scouts out with their skills better if they're able to have more trainings with us, as our staff are obviously trained to deliver all types of these programs. Meals are provided at overnight camp. It's going to be really hard for a Scout to pack cooler for 10 days, or sorry, for 7 days. You could do 10 days if you wanted to. Do like a full week and a mini week, that could work, I guess. But we do provide meals. It's always a good time. At Mattituck, we have a chef. I know Webster, I've had their food as well. It's very good. So look forward to hanging out with us. A typical day is a lot different from what it would look like at day camp, because our day starts with breakfast. We'll probably have flag before then, and then breakfast. There'll be various activities like archery, BBs for our Weeblo Scouts, which Charles will talk more about in a minute. They'll probably do some types of pellets. At Mattituck, we let our Cub Scouts use RC cars for our resident camp program. That's another perk of resident camp as opposed to day camp. We'll have lunch around 12:30, noon, as we call it at Mattituck. After that, you'll jump right back into the fun. Dinner, more activities, and sometimes we have an insight campfire in the evening around 8 p.m. And that's where Scouts can get their scouting spirit on, sing some songs, do a couple of skits and run-ons, and all those good things. And we even have packages, as we like to say, where our Scout Craft department will come out to a PAX campsite, build their fire for them, or show the Scouts how to build their fire, and lead a few songs and skits and kind of get things rolling. The cost for Cub Scout resident camp is a steal. I mean, you can think about all of the meals that Scouts eat. You know how much your Scouts eat at home. It's $450 for the week, and that's a full week program. It's $350 for each additional week, so that's an extra week discount, as we like to call it. Mini week sessions, there's 2 options. They run from either Sunday to Wednesday or Wednesday to Friday, so a Scout can choose to come. The biggest question we get with the mini weeks is, my Scout came on Sunday, they have to leave Wednesday, but they don't want to because they're having a blast. We love to hear that. We can work that out, pay the difference, and get everyone situated so you can keep enjoying your week at camp. And then it's $120 per leader for the week. I imagine there's different fees for the leaders coming for a mini week, and those types of things can be worked out with Mike at another time. These programs are offered at June Norcross Webster, as I mentioned before, and Camp Mattituck, and those are weeks 8-8 through 8-14 at Webster and 7-4 through 8-7 at Mattituck. That's all I have for that. Hopefully we'll see you over in the Camp Mattituck breakout after. And Mike, back to you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Noah. And now to talk about the next step in our progressive programming, which is Weeblo's resident camp, is Charles Priestler.
Hi, everyone. My name is Charles Priestler. I'm the lead for the Cub Scout resident programs at Webster. So Weebles Overnight is a great opportunity. Like as Noah mentioned before, you go to day camp, and then it's kind of a bridge. Weebles, they've never been to resident camp before. It's kind of a bridge into the Boy Scout program or the Scouts BSA program. So it's a fantastic introduction to all that. It's a week long, or as we offer, many weeks. The programs include archery. For Weebles, we have pellet guns or BBs. We have swimming, nature, science activities, scout skills, and fishing, and other Weebles specific activities. Things that we do a little bit differently between the Weebles camp versus the resident camp is we offer things like branding, we do fishing derbies, RC car races. So that's something you kind of get with the Weebles program that you wouldn't particularly get in just for the younger scouts. So the program is all day. Like I said, it's from 7 a.m. when you wake up, you have flags, you go through the day, there's programs all day, you get like an hour or so for siesta and lunch, and then you're back into it. So it's an all-day program. Your kids will be so tired, they're not going to want to, they're going to want to go to bed, they're going to be begging you to sleep. So that's what we like, we like to keep them busy. Of course, meals are provided. We get 3 meals a day. As Pat mentioned, there's going to be specific COVID protocols for that, but meals are provided. So a typical day, as I mentioned just a little bit before, you have breakfast. Then you have about 3 program blocks where you'll be in the water every day. You'll be shooting a gun or archery once every day, and we'll try to get you on the field for sports once every day. So, and then there's other things sprinkled in like scout skills or nature hikes or STEM activities, things like that. We'll sprinkle in, and then you have lunch, and then 3 hours again in the afternoon for that. And then we'll have evening activities, which can include like football or soccer, astronomy nights. We'll sing sea shanties one night. And then, of course, an ultimate campfire at the end of the week. So that is kind of how the week works out. And then, of course, on Friday, if you choose to stay for the full week, we'll have the closing campfire program for that. And if there's any, I'm assuming this is kind of how it works at Mattituck too. We'll kind of decide more, figure out more during the breakout rooms. For the cost, it's pretty much what Noah described above, $450 per scout for the full week, $350 if they want to come to resident week early on. They want to come again for the Weebles week, they get to $350 there, and then it's $250 for the mini week, and then $120 per leader. And if there's they're only staying half a week, I'm sure that can be worked out later on. And then the one in Ware, the dates are there, the 8th to the 14th of August, and then at Mattituck they offer it every week. Look forward to seeing you guys in the breakout room, and I turn it back over to Mike.
Awesome. Thanks, Charles. And thank you all the panelists here tonight. And to take it home and wrap it up, we have the council program director, Alex Cantor.
Good evening, everybody. It's great to be here with you all. Thank you, Mike. I'm not showing up on camera there, but you'll see my face here soon, I hope. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the campership program that we have available. We don't necessarily want any scouts missing out on our programs for financial reasons. So there are funds available to families that are in need. You can visit this website here, scoutingevent.com/066-2021 camperships to apply or get more information. If you go to that website, you'll see that the deadline is listed as April 1st. That is true, and that is only a couple of days away. That being said, we will review any applications that come in after the fact and apply funds as we're able to do so. But try to get those in as quickly as you can because funds are limited. We do have a ton more resources and more information that we weren't able to necessarily share with you in this quick brief session. So check out our camping websites, which is listed there, and specifically our Cub camping website, which will direct you to more resources and more information. And of course, we have our 3 individual camp websites, which are listed there as well. And there will also be an in-person open house at each of our properties, May 8th at Webster and Mattituck during their fishing derby, and April 4th at Camp Coleman during their spring event that's set up for that day as well. So join us on those days, come participate in the programs that are already happening, and hear about the summer of 2021. And then lastly, I'm sure you have some specific questions that you want to ask our program and camp directors. So we do have breakout rooms set up for immediately following this meeting. I'll post the links here in the chat one more time. And you probably will want to copy and paste those links from the chat and put them into a Word document so you can access them after this meeting closes. because you'll want to be able to click on them too. So we'll give you an opportunity to do that. I'll try to post them one more time here just to be sure. So you can join us in those breakout rooms right away. We'll get those fired up here. And that's it. Back to you, Mike.
Great. Thanks, Alex. And thank you everybody for joining us tonight. I hope it was informative, and I hope all of your Cub Scouts are going to camp this summer because it's an awesome experience. So now cut and paste from the chat room so you can go to the breakouts, and I'll see everybody in the breakout rooms. Bye. Good night.